Hi guys, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, thank you for joining. Make sure you subscribe. My name is Rose, and yeah, I do vlogs here on YouTube and lots of fun things. And my husband and I actually did IVF to conceive our first child, and I'm currently 4 weeks pregnant, which I feel like I have to whisper because only some people know right now. But I am filming this. I'm pre-filming these updates, weekly updates. That way I can put them out when the time comes. We're planning to announce probably early December to do like a cute little Christmas announcement because that's been the dream. And so by the time that you see this, you will have seen all of that. And we did a whole documentary all about our IVF experience. It's a docu-series that kind of takes you step by step through so many things, very raw and real. So make sure that you check that out because that will be up by now as well. But anyway, I wanted to jump in and do a quick little pregnancy update. So I am 4 weeks pregnant today. Today I actually went, since we did IVF, which if you're familiar with it, or I know some of you will not be, and that's totally fine. That's one thing that I kind of wanted to do through the docu-series, is kind of educate people who maybe know nothing about it. And then also to be kind of a friend to those who need one, because it's a hard process when you're going through it, and fertility struggles in general are really difficult. So 4 weeks pregnant today. The baby is as big as a poppy seed. I use the What to Expect app, and it says baby's super tiny. So we're in week 4. It's October 21st today. So today starts week 4. So we just found out a few days ago. We found out at 7 days past a 5-day transfer, which what that means is the embryo, the baby that they placed in my uterus, was 5 days old before they froze that embryo. So it was a frozen embryo transfer, and you can go check out the whole thing, the whole docu-series about that, because it goes into all of that. But they did a frozen embryo transfer, and the embryo was 5 days old when they froze it. So really it was 7 days after a 5-day transfer. So you would add 7 and 5 together, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. It would be like 12 days past ovulation. So that's when I found out if it was a natural pregnancy. That's how you would figure that out. So we found out at 7 days past 5-day transfer in the evening. So if you know about pregnancy and pregnancy tests and stuff, first morning urine is really the best to test with, because it's like more concentrated. You haven't been drinking water all day and that kind of stuff to kind of dilute the urine. So first morning urine is the best. But we actually tested at night because my husband talked me into it. Coming up to our beta test, of course, you get a little bit of anxiety, you get a little nerves, even though I was so convinced it would work. You still just, when it gets closer, you're like, oh my gosh, it's getting real, it's almost here. And so anyway, coming up to our beta, my husband was like, let's just take a test. If it's negative or if it's positive, I won't show you, because at 7 days past transfer, it really could still be negative. That's why they a lot of fertility clinics encourage you not to test early, because it can be negative. That HCG builds up quickly. So one day it could be negative, the next day it could be positive, but it was a very clear positive on 7 days past transfer in the evening. So I think I implanted early on, and that's one thing that I want to talk about. Of course, since the blastocyst, the embryo that we transferred was hatching and that kind of stuff, it really will implant very quickly. Like it starts like that day, the day after. It's a pretty quick process. So I think I actually felt when that was happening, I could feel the implantation twinges and kind of like a real pulling sensation, a pinching sensation, kind of all of that I was feeling. And so I was feeling it during the time that I should have been. I think if you were just naturally getting pregnant, you may overlook it because it wasn't like, some kind of wild, excruciating pain. But I knew that I would be implanting on those days. And so I was kind of, I don't want to say looking for that, because it was a real feeling. I did feel it. I know it was very noticeable. But I knew that's what it was. And so once I felt that, I really had an even better feeling. Although I always did believe it would work. Even when I felt that, I was like, this is it. This has totally worked. And so anyway, that was really the first thing, is those implantation twinges. So we found out the night of October 19th. I'm gonna make sure I get all of those for the memories and everything. And again, I'm not going into like our whole, journey on this video, because I want you guys to check out the docuseries about our IVF journey. That really goes into our fertility journey, and it's, it's been a really long, hard journey, and I only smile right now because we're at the end of this journey, and it's like we've seen the light at the end of a very dark tunnel. And I am so happy. I take tests all the time just to see that other line. We did a digital that night. So when Manny came out with the test, he ended up showing me, of course. He said he was planning on it if it was positive. He just told me that he wouldn't show me. But he came out with the one that said pregnant, just a digital clear blue. And he was like, look at this. So it was just such an incredible moment. We had that documented and everything the night that we tested, like right after we did the test. But anyway, we are just overjoyed. This baby is so loved. We went and bought diapers and clothes today. I mean, we're just so excited. My sister's been sending things. We are, over the moon excited about this baby. I just cannot wait. But anyway, some other symptoms, I felt implantation, the twinges and the pulling. I had a backache. Okay, so the backache was actually pretty significant, and it was probably like the day before I tested and the day of was when it was at its like prime. And that kind of made me think, okay, I know that can be a thing, and for some people it isn't. All of these things are going to be like that. For some people it happens, for others it doesn't. So, even the testing, some people can test at, I don't know, 9 days past transfer and it can get a negative but really go on to get a positive. I got a positive at 7. So, and some people get them earlier. I could have gotten one, I would say at 5. I probably could have gotten a positive, maybe even sooner. But I would say definitely at 5 days past transfer I could have gotten a positive. Based on the darkness of the line at 7 days, I think I could have tested at 5 days past transfer. So maybe our next transfer I'll do that. But I wasn't planning on testing. So anyway, our next transfer obviously won't be for a while, but anyway. So I woke up really bloated as well the day that we found out. So October 19th, just a few days ago, that was the first day I experienced bloating. And I just woke up just really, really bloated. We went to the gym. I haven't been working out. I walked very lightly on the treadmill, but I was advised, to not lift and things like that. So I went with my husband a couple of times. Most of the 2-week wait, or it's really on like a 10-day wait, I didn't even go to the gym. But a couple of days I did go and just kind of lightly walked once we were getting to the end of that wait, and even after we tested. So anyway, woke up really bloated, went to the gym just feeling really bloated, and it was weird because, it woke up that way. It wasn't like it was from eating or anything like that, and I was kind of like uncomfortably bloated. And then the day that we found out, I started feeling a little bit nauseous, and I kind of thought, well, it's too early, to feel that. I know a lot of people get morning sickness at like 6 weeks, but I really think that I have been getting little spurts of nausea. Now I know it could get a lot worse, so I'm not saying that I'm just like sick. I'm not. In 4 weeks, I'm not super sick or anything like that, obviously at this point. Maybe some people are. But I did start to feel a little nauseous, and we went to Walmart that day, and I kept saying that all of this food sounds so gross. Like, we were walking around and just looking at food, I literally could have gagged. I just like felt like I was about to throw up. And that day was the day we got the positive test, and that was what made Manny, my husband, he really believed again that I was going to be pregnant and it was going to work. We had such a peace about this whole thing. But that day, he was like, when I kept saying that, and I've always been a symptom spotter, right? We tried to get pregnant for years, so when you are thinking, oh, maybe I'm pregnant, maybe it worked this month, and of course you're like, oh wait, was that, was that this, was that that, and you kind of start to symptom spot. So during this, I tried not to do that. I was like, if I get symptoms, I get them. If not, some people don't, no big deal. So I really wasn't symptom spotting, and I did really good with that, I think, because I had such a peace that I really was going to be pregnant. But this stuff was actually stuff that I was like, it kind of stopped me in my tracks. Like, I'm actually feeling this. Like, I really feel like looking at this food could make me throw up right now. I was just feeling really nauseous, and I've had spurts of that ever since. It's not like even hardcore nausea. Right now, I'm getting mostly aversions. So, like, just certain foods at certain moments sound nasty to me. Maybe later it'll work. At that moment, it sounds horrific. and some things sound great. So I'm just kind of like getting, I think, those aversions more than anything right now. Like we walked in today, my sense of smell, I think, is really heightened. We had trash that just like needed to be taken out, and it probably wasn't as bad as I was smelling it to be. When I woke up this morning, I walked out of our bedroom and our trash can is by our door. I mean, it was a long way from our bedroom door. And as soon as I walked out, I was like, this smells horrible. This house smells bad. What is that? Like, I was like, this is gross. Could have just thrown up again. And I was telling my husband that, and he came out and he's like, I mean, I smell a little something. I don't know what it is. Doesn't smell that bad, you know, whatever. Turn the Scentsy on. Like, I don't think it's anything. And then we left and went to the doctor for my beta and came back. And it was the trash. He smelled it that time, but I think I'm just like, it's a little smell to somebody else is heightened times like a million to me. Everything, I can smell everything. And so some foods smell so gross that I just cannot imagine eating them. It's just like I'm in that phase right now, and I don't know how long that phase lasts, but that's how I'm feeling for sure. So yeah, those are kind of like my main symptoms. You know, I'm just excited. I'm overjoyed. I cannot wait. I'm just so excited to kind of see how my body, you know, changes, and to experience this. This has been literally my biggest dream. This baby is so loved and so wanted and fought for. And I'm waiting on the results of my beta test. I know I'm pregnant. They know I'm pregnant because all the tests are positive. I have literally like 2 hands full of tests that are positive. But they did do some blood work today at the fertility clinic, and I think they're going to call me tomorrow with the results. And also, I'm still on medications from IVF, and I will be on shots and things like that for really my first trimester. So I'm kind of waiting to hear back on if any of that needs to be adjusted or dosage, anything like that. So anyway, I am really excited. I'm going to film weekly updates. I think even if there's not like a whole lot of difference, I'm going to just film and kind of talk about it and have some videos to put out when we announce. I'm super excited to just tell the world. I could have just told everybody the day we found out. I told Manny, it's like I had all these cute ideas for how I was going to tell everybody all this stuff. And when we tested and it was positive, I was like, just tell everyone. I don't care how we tell them, just tell them. We called my mom. I had a whole big thing. I wanted to do something really special with her. I could not wait, and it was special because it was just such a big moment for us, and I just wanted her to be a part of that moment. So, and I am going to insert kind of a little bump picture here. Obviously, I don't have a bump yet. I may have some bloating or whatever, but obviously I don't have a real baby bump yet, but I wanted to start in the very beginning doing them. That way we can kind of see how it started, how I look, you know, at the end of pregnancy, and that kind of thing. So I am going to start it a little bit early, so I'm just kind of putting that in here, but I'm really excited to see my body grow and develop and change, and it's just such a miracle and such a privilege to be able to create this little human. And yeah, we're so excited. I don't know how I feel about like gender yet or anything. I always thought we'd have a girl first, and then now I'm thinking maybe boy. Like whenever I think about this baby, I just picture a boy, and I don't know why. We do not have a preference. We're just thrilled to be pregnant, and like we do not have a preference, but I keep kind of feeling like maybe boy. And I know I read that our embryos were top grade embryos. They were AA embryos, and really good quality, and we're so thankful for that. But anyway, this was one of those as well. And so, you know, this baby was top grade embryo, and they say that top grade embryos have like, I guess, a 70% chance of being a boy from what I'm studying, because of the, you know, boys develop quicker at that stage, I guess. And so I guess there's a really high chance it could be a boy, and we're really excited. So either way, it's just going to be so exciting, and we cannot wait. So we'll see. I'm sure my opinion about it might change throughout the pregnancy too, so we'll see. But anyway, thank you for watching. Remember, you are incredible. Jesus loves you. Yeah, and maybe we're on this journey together. Maybe you're in the trenches right now of, you know, fertility issues, and maybe you found my channel through that, since the IVF docuseries have been out already. And if you are, I just want to encourage you that better days are ahead. God has so much in store for you. And trust me, I've not always been as happy as I am right here in this moment. We've been through some really dark times. And so I do just want to encourage you to keep fighting, and God has something for you too. So you're incredible. Jesus loves you. We'll see you next time. Bye.